Want to know the secret behind Apple's success? These quotes by Steve Jobs will change the way you think about work and life. 1. The quote, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do," emphasizes the importance of passion and personal fulfillment in achieving excellence. Steve Jobs suggests that when people truly enjoy their work, they are naturally more motivated, creative, and committed to doing it well. Passion gives individuals the energy to overcome difficulties, learn from mistakes, and continue improving even when the process becomes challenging. When someone loves what they do, their work becomes more than just a duty or a way to earn money. It becomes a meaningful expression of their talents and ideas. This emotional connection often leads to innovation, dedication, and higher quality results. On the other hand, working on something that does not inspire or interest a person can make tasks feel exhausting and limit their potential for creativity and growth. In essence, Jobs' message is that great achievements often come from deep enthusiasm and purpose, reminding people to seek paths that align with their interests, values, and passions in order to create truly outstanding work. 2. The quote, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life," highlights the importance of authenticity and personal purpose. Steve Jobs reminds us that life is finite, and every person has a limited amount of time to pursue their dreams, passions, and goals. Because of this, it is important not to spend life trying to meet other people's expectations or following paths that do not truly reflect our own values and interests. Many individuals feel pressure from society, family, or tradition to live in a certain way, but doing so may lead to dissatisfaction and a sense of lost potential. Jobs encourages people to trust their own instincts and follow what truly inspires them. Living authentically allows individuals to express their creativity, develop their unique talents, and build a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. In essence, the quote teaches that time is one of our most valuable resources, and we should use it to create a life that reflects who we truly are, rather than simply imitating the choices of others. 3. The quote, "Stay hungry, stay foolish," encourages curiosity, ambition, and the courage to keep learning throughout life. Steve Jobs used this phrase to remind people never to become too comfortable or satisfied with what they have already achieved. Stay hungry means maintaining a strong desire to grow, improve, and pursue new opportunities. It suggests that people should always look for ways to challenge themselves, explore ideas, and reach higher goals rather than settling for mediocrity. Stay foolish, on the other hand, means remaining open-minded and willing to take risks. Sometimes great ideas appear foolish at first because they challenge traditional thinking or seem unrealistic. However, innovation and creativity often come from people who are brave enough to think differently and experiment with new possibilities. Together, the phrase encourages individuals to maintain a beginner's mindset, curious, adventurous, and unafraid of failure. In essence, Jobs' message is that continuous curiosity and bold thinking are essential for creativity, innovation, and personal growth. 4. The quote, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower," highlights the importance of creativity and original thinking in achieving true leadership. Steve Jobs suggests that leaders are not simply those who manage existing ideas or repeat what others have already done. Instead, true leaders introduce new concepts, challenge traditional approaches, and create solutions that move industries and society forward. Innovation involves the courage to experiment, take risks, and imagine possibilities that others may not yet see. Followers tend to adopt existing ideas or react to changes created by others, while leaders actively shape the future through vision and creativity. This does not mean that innovation must always be dramatic or revolutionary. Even small improvements and new perspectives can make a significant difference. In essence, Jobs' message is that leadership is defined by the ability to think differently and create something new, reminding us that progress and influence often come from those who dare to innovate rather than simply imitate. 5. The quote, "Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith," reflects the reality that life can be unpredictable and sometimes very difficult. Steve Jobs uses the metaphor of being hit with a brick to describe sudden setbacks, failures, or painful challenges that people may face along their journey. These moments can feel overwhelming and discouraging, making individuals question their path, abilities, or future. However, Jobs emphasizes the importance of maintaining faith during such times. Faith can mean believing in oneself, trusting the process of life, or holding on to the idea that difficulties often lead to growth and new opportunities. Many successful people experience major failures before achieving their goals, but what distinguishes them is their ability to keep going despite hardships. In essence, Jobs' message is that challenges are an inevitable part of life, and maintaining hope and determination during tough moments is essential for overcoming obstacles and eventually finding success. 6. The quote, "I'm convinced that about half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance," highlights the crucial role of determination and persistence in achieving success. Steve Jobs suggests that talent, intelligence, and innovative ideas are important, but they are often not enough on their own. Many people have good ideas or strong abilities, yet they give up when they face obstacles, criticism, or temporary failure. Successful entrepreneurs, on the other hand, continue working toward their goals even when progress is slow or challenges seem overwhelming. Perseverance means maintaining effort, motivation, and belief in one's vision over a long period of time. It requires patience, resilience, and the ability to learn from mistakes rather than being discouraged by them. Jobs' message emphasizes that success is rarely the result of one moment of brilliance. Instead, it often comes from consistent effort and the willingness to keep moving forward despite difficulties. In essence, perseverance is one of the most powerful qualities that transforms ideas into real achievements and separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. 7. The quote, "Quality is more important than quantity," emphasizes the value of excellence over mere numbers or volume. Steve Jobs suggests that producing something well, whether it's a product, service, or work output, matters far more than simply creating a large amount. Focusing on quality ensures that what is made is reliable, meaningful, and impactful, leaving a lasting impression. In contrast, prioritizing quantity without attention to excellence can lead to mediocrity, mistakes, and wasted effort. This principle applies to many areas of life, from business and creative work to personal relationships and experiences. By investing time, care, and attention into producing high-quality work, individuals and organizations build trust, respect, and long-term value. Jobs' message encourages thoughtful effort and a commitment to standards rather than chasing superficial metrics or temporary gains. In essence, success and impact come from doing fewer things better, showing that the depth and excellence of work are more significant than sheer volume. 8. The quote, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do," emphasizes the power of bold vision, audacity, and unconventional thinking. Steve Jobs suggests that groundbreaking achievements and real change often come from individuals who refuse to accept limitations or conventional wisdom. These crazy thinkers imagine possibilities that others dismiss as impossible or unrealistic, but their belief in their ideas fuels creativity, persistence, and innovation. By daring to challenge norms and take risks, they can create new solutions, inspire others, and make a lasting impact on society. The quote also highlights the importance of courage and determination. Without the willingness to embrace risk and face skepticism, visionary ideas often remain unrealized. In essence, Jobs' message is that world-changing progress is driven by those who dream big, act boldly, and persist despite doubt, showing that audacity and belief in oneself are key ingredients of transformative success. 9. The quote, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose," emphasizes the importance of perspective, courage, and living authentically. Steve Jobs suggests that awareness of our mortality can free us from fear and hesitation. Many people hold back from pursuing their dreams, taking risks, or expressing themselves fully because they are afraid of failure, criticism, or loss. However, remembering that life is finite reminds us that these fears are often insignificant in the grand scheme of our limited time. This awareness encourages boldness, urgency, and clarity in making choices that align with our true passions and values. Jobs implies that mortality can be a motivator to focus on what truly matters rather than getting caught up in trivial concerns or the expectations of others. In essence, the quote teaches that embracing life with the awareness of its impermanence allows us to act with greater courage, authenticity, and purpose, freeing us from the mental barriers that prevent meaningful action. 10. The quote, "Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple," highlights the value and challenge of simplicity in thought, design, and problem solving. Steve Jobs suggests that achieving simplicity is not easy. It requires deep understanding, focus, and effort. Complex solutions or explanations can sometimes appear quickly because they layer multiple ideas or features without careful refinement. In contrast, simplicity demands that you strip away unnecessary elements, clarify your thinking, and focus on what truly matters. This process involves critical thinking, iteration, and discipline to remove clutter while keeping the essence intact. In design, communication, or decision-making, simplicity often creates the most impact because it is easier to understand, use, and appreciate. Jobs' message emphasizes that elegance and clarity are the results of hard work, not shortcuts. In essence, the quote teaches that true mastery comes from transforming complexity into simplicity through thoughtful effort, making ideas and solutions both powerful and accessible. If you enjoyed these quotes by Stephen Paul Jobs, subscribe to the channel, give a like, and leave a comment to share your thoughts and make sure you don't miss new videos.